So I'm doing my video for my best practices assignment. I did my assignment with Miss Thompson, a teacher at West Park Elementary. I had actually called her, and we just went back and forth over a few questions that I had with the best practices that she did in her classroom. I first went over a few questions. I did two questions for each competency, for competency 1, 9, and 11, just to get a general overview of what she did in her classroom and how she implemented all the different things for the competencies in her class. The first question that I asked Ms. Thompson was how did she plan for a short attendance span and egocentrism in her classroom? Ms. Thompson said that she has centers in the classroom so the students don't have to sit in one spot at the desk all day. They can be able to move around periodically throughout the day while learning lessons as they go on. The second question I asked her was, how do you incorporate multi-sensory activities into her assignment? Ms. Thompson said that she uses overhead projections and also uses DVD inserts into her curriculum if it benefits the assignment at the time. And she said it also helps so that the class isn't staring at the chalkboard all day, that she doesn't have to stand at the chalkboard all the time. She likes to use overhead projections sometimes or use little DVD inserts. It amuses the children and it's something fun to do for instruction. At the beginning of her day, she uses Play-Doh. Lets them play with Play-Doh. That's a good multi-sensory activity. And they also use eye-hand coordination activities like clapping their hands, or if she lifts a hand, they lift a hand, and different activities like that just to go throughout the day. On the competency 9 was the technology. My first question I asked was, how do you integrate technology into classroom assignments and projects at home? Just to keep in mind that some students aren't able to use the internet. She said that she implements center time for students that allow them to use the computers during the day to get their assignments done if they don't have any computers at home or the internet at home. Also, she allots times to go to the library if she has a big project. Everybody goes to the library at the same time, and they get the projects done that way. They'll have like a 30-minute time limit during the day or an hour, and they go to the library a few times a day, and she just does the projects that way. Just so if the students aren't able to go home and get on a computer, it won't hinder their grades. Everybody gets a fair amount of time. I asked her also that she thinks technology is a vital part of education and why. She said that yes, she does believe that technology is very imperative as part of education because our global community is based on technology right now, and it is expanding. And if we don't show our children much about technology, then it will be harmful to them and to us later on in the future. So she thinks that yes, you should incorporate technology in the classroom for education. The last competency I used was competency 11 with family involvement. I asked her how does she prepare for her parent-teacher conferences. She says at first that she sends information to the parents via email. Via the child. She sends a letter to the child home. Then later on, like she waits a day, then sends out via email or just a call to the parents to let them know. She set up for a conference for them to ask to see if they when they would like to meet or get together so she can do the conference with them. And then she also lets them know like what she wants to discuss and if the parents have any questions or comments to address them to her while they do have their conference. Then the last question I asked was how often does she keep contact with her parents? She says that she sends out feedback and follow-up information at the child like to every 6 weeks that they do for school. And then also with the report cards. Now, if it is a problem with the child, she will send a letter home and let the parent know that they're lagging in homework or they're needing help with certain aspects of the class or with work and see if she does need to set up a conference for them. She also said that what she does for positive feedback is if the students finish their homework all week with no problem, she puts their name in a basket and whoever's name that she pulls for the week, they'll get a nice postcard sent home saying how well that they did during the week. This was my assignment for my best practices for with Miss Thompson and just a few of the questions from the competency from 1, 9, and 11, just asking her different questions how she involved these into her classroom. Thank you.